Hello everyone, this is, as you can see, another drawing video. The motif for this drawing is Diagon because if there's one thing that I've always associated with autumn, it is Diagon. I mentioned my love for the Harry Potter books and films in my Drawing Hogwarts video, so if you haven't seen that yet, I'll link it below. So, as I was growing up, I would often reread my favorite Harry Potter books in September as a way of kind of manipulating myself to feel more excited about starting another school year. In that way, The Prisoner of Azkaban was always my favorite because of the extended time Harry spent in Diagon Alley at the beginning of the book. Diagon Alley was always my favorite setting of the Wizarding World. There were so many different shops and things to do and buy, and I found that so fascinating. I haven't been to the Wizarding World theme park in Orlando, but I have visited Victoria Street in Edinburgh, which is the street that inspired the creation of Diagon Alley. I went to Edinburgh with my mum about 2 years ago for a weekend trip, and it was truly magical. Victoria Street is full of Harry Potter themed shops, so it attracts a lot of tourists, but I find it difficult to complain when browsing for Hogwarts robes and wands and other knickknacks with the magical John Williams theme playing in the background. Another thing that is often associated with autumn is, of course, Halloween. My YouTube feed has exploded with Halloween-themed videos over the last couple of weeks, and I get the impression that this is a lot of people's favorite holiday. I don't really relate to this as much, since Halloween was never a big deal here in Sweden. I mean, when I was a child, we did have costume parties and things like that, but there was never this hyped up thing. And sweets wasn't a part of it either. I think this is really interesting because here in Sweden it's kind of the opposite. The holiday that we associate with witches and copious amounts of candy is actually Easter. We even have a tradition of trick-or-treating during Easter. As a child, me and a friend would dress up as witches, or what is more commonly called an Easter hag, and we would knock on people's doors asking for sweets. So I looked up this tradition and found that the children would give a gift to barter for these sweets, like a drawing or something like that. And I honestly can't remember me and my friends ever doing this. So yeah, that wasn't very nice of us. Some of you might be wondering how witches and Easter go together. And it's because, according to Swedish folklore, it was believed that on Thursday before Easter, witches would fly off on their brooms to a place called Blåkulla, loosely translated to Blue Hill, and there they would attend a huge party hosted by the devil and then fly home again on Easter Sunday. The tradition to dress up as a witch on Easter goes back to the 1800s, so you could say that it's fairly ingrained into our society that dressing up as a witch is more associated with Easter than it is Halloween. So anyway, back to the drawing. This particular part of Diagon Alley focuses on a side street, and straight ahead in the middle we have Ollivander's wand shop. That is, I think, the only shop that is easily identified here, although there are some subtle clues scattered around. Like in the right corner we have some bird cages, so I'm thinking this must be either the Magical Menagerie or LAPSE Owl Emporium. And then to the left we have some parasols, or is it called parasols? We say parasols in Swedish regardless if we're at a cafe or at the beach. But I actually have no idea if there are different words for it in English. Feel free to enlighten me in the comments if you wish. So yes, the parasols I believe must be Florian Fortescue's ice cream parlor. but I have no idea what the others could be. Also, on a side note, this concept art doesn't actually follow the official map of Diagon Alley, as we can see here. And I found that a bit disappointing, as I'm a big fan of lore and art staying consistent, but I decided to ignore it since it was already halfway through the drawing when I realized this. Speaking of halfway, I feel like I've been halfway through this video for a long time now, at least several weeks. I've really struggled with motivation lately, and it's the same every year. The days are darker, colder, and just more rugged in general, and the current situation in the world isn't making things easier. I know everyone is struggling with that right now, and if you, like me, have a hard time staying motivated right now, at least now you know you're not alone. We just have to try our best and try not to be too hard on ourselves when things don't go exactly as planned. That's how I see it, at least. So, here's the finished drawing. And yes, this has taken me so long to finish. It was a bit more challenging than the other ones because of the depth of the motif. Drawing buildings have never been my strong suit, especially perspectives like this one, so it was a good exercise for me. And here's the reference picture I used, if anyone's curious about that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and listening. I really hope to upload more frequently in the coming weeks. I've got so many interesting videos planned, and I'm looking forward to putting them into action. So yeah, thanks again. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you have any thoughts, and I hope to see you back next time.